Hello everyone, this is Louise at the Full Circle Project. I'd like to introduce a series of interviews that we're starting. These interviews will be power interviews, or essentially short, sharp talks with people who are active in their field from a really wide range of backgrounds and interests, essentially asking them what they consider to be the essential steps that we can take in our groups now that we're formed and forming, as well as reflecting on the ways that we can develop ourselves on a personal level, on an individual level, so that we can be more effective. I think it's going to be interesting to see where these principles and ideas overlap, and therefore to see where our strengths and weaknesses lie, and obviously to build and develop these ideas together. I have a little bit of footage taken with Michael Tellinger of the Ubuntu movement. Michael was here recently to introduce the movement through a workshop that he gave, and I was finally able to have a little bit of time with him at the end of a long and exciting day, so we were a bit tired, but I think it will serve to illustrate the kind of questions that we can ask very directly of people who are active in their field as to what their advice and suggestions might be. So take a look or have a listen to what Michael has to say, and as you're listening, consider any questions that are relevant that you may have for Michael and indeed any of the people that we're talking with, because I'd really like feedback from you and with the type of questions that you would like to ask. And we'll be able to invite these people back again to look more in depth at what these questions are. And I think this will help people also improve their presentations. And I'm sure they would really like some feedback from people as they interpret their ideas and put them into action on the ground. You can get back to me directly at info@fullcircleproject.net. So listen to Michael now as we asked him where to begin.
The most important thing people need to do is to realize that they want change. They want to do something about their lives, the misery, the problems, the fact that they've recognized that the system we're in doesn't work. And they've got to realize in themselves that they are the key activator of change. That the change begins with you, with me. If I don't start doing something now, then nothing's going to happen. Start leading by example. Start doing things that motivate and inspire others around you, so that you can start walking the talk and doing something, no matter how small it is. Whether it's picking up the rubbish in your surrounding areas, or getting kids around in the afternoon to plant seeds, or starting some sort of a training academy, or whatever it is that feeds you, feeds your soul, that makes you feel that you're doing something that first of all makes you happy with your life and with yourself, but is also an inspiration to others, and start leading by example. The other thing is to start connecting with people. Start inviting people over and start discussing things, discussing silly, simple things that might be insignificant to others but are significant to you. And a plan of action. Say, right, we're going to do this or that, and see if you can start initiating some community projects that might have some impact on your community. And share that. And this is where the global connector becomes so important. To start sharing what you're doing with others. Because by what you do and sharing what you're doing, once again, inspires other people. And you might not just be inspiring them in your own area, but across borders and across continents. And this is the important thing, when people start seeing what others are doing around the world and take inspiration from that. And what else happens is that you start attracting like-minded people, people that are attracted to whatever it is you're doing, the community projects that you're running or that you're initiating. And I'm just talking about the community project aspect of it now. Then there's the political aspect of it as well. The two are the same, but some people are attracted to the community development, others are attracted to the political activation, and everybody needs to go where their heart is and where they're being called towards. Don't do something that you're not naturally resonant with. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's just going to be a infinite labor of frustration. And that's how these things work. So start things that resonate with you, whether it's on the political activity, organize meetings and discuss the potential of changing your community and how politics can help support that, and planting seeds in people's minds that we can make the change on a community development but also on a political structure. And important thing is for people to stop being afraid of politics. That is really important, because politics is about the people. It's not about the government or the municipalities or the politicians. It's about the people, and it needs to serve the people. So we have to take back from the governments, municipalities, and the politicians that have hijacked that from the communities and the people, that bring it back into the communities and put the decision making back into the hands of the people and the communities. So that's where the political aspect of Ubuntu becomes really important. Paint the beautiful picture, the beautiful utopian paradise you can imagine for yourself and your family and your circle of friends and your community, your town, your village, whatever it is, wherever you live. Paint that paradise for yourself. Share that with your friends. Get consensus of where it is you want to go, and then take that image of that paradise and everything that you've discussed and shared and are excited about, and put that onto a political platform. It's the same thing. Now it's a vision that people can vote for. It's your vision, it's your town's vision, it's your community, your village's vision that is now available on a political platform. This has not happened for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And this is what we're doing. It's that simple.
That's a really great image to have, that you're using the power of imagination and combining it with the power of true politics.
Yeah, it is.
From the roots up.
Yeah, because it's about the people and what the people want. Politics is supposed to serve the people, not the other way around, people serving the politicians and the governments. I mean, that's insanity. And that's how most of us have been completely brainwashed into just accepting the abuse of human resources, people as slaves to the system. It's got to stop, and we're just going to reverse the situation. And we can do that so quickly, but it's got to come from a position of recognizing the problems, recognizing that we can solve them, and recognizing how we can solve them. So don't be scared of politics. Politics is a fast track to solving our problems, and we can use it as that. The Global Connector can play a very important role in helping people fund their projects. And this is what I've been recommending to people. Take your project that you want to launch, figure out what you want to do, write up what you want to do, take videos and pictures and get as much information about your project, put it on the Global Connector, and share it with everyone and tell them, I need this is what we plan to do, this is how we plan to do it, this is where we're doing it, these are pictures and videos of it, and we need a bag of potatoes every Wednesday, we need $1,000 a month to pay for this and that, and put it out there and see what happens, and use it as a platform to bring others that might want to help you and get involved in your project and come to you and share and help make it a reality, but also the money that you may need to make it a possibility, because without money we aren't going to do anything, because that's unfortunately the situation we're in. So, don't live under the illusion that we can do this without money. It's not possible. And I've tried, believe me, I've tried, it is not possible. Just to remind everybody that it is always money that destroys any attempt to undermine the money system. So by creating projects that will eventually undermine the money system, will constantly be destroyed by the money itself. So the plan of action, as you may have picked up in the presentation, is in the beginning of setting up community projects, it's all about the money. It's making as much money as we can for our communities so we can use that money to keep expanding the projects up to the point where they're not just self-sustainable, but they actually are projects that create abundance, not just abundance in what it is that we're doing, but abundance in bringing in money for the people that run the project or the community. and at which point you then no longer need the money because you've gone beyond the critical mass of abundance. And that's where the capitalist system just collapses.
So another thing that I'd like to suggest is that those people who would be happy to join us in a hangout, an informal meeting, can do so by contacting me again at info@fullcircleproject.net. With a view to discussing and sharing ideas about what we're discovering in the groups and where our areas of concerns are and what kind of plans and strategies we're developing. I think if we can share these ideas together, then we can increase the effectiveness more quickly, and also we can support each other and help motivate each other and make sure that the direction we've chosen is maintained and strengthened. So do get back to me with any ideas and suggestions, also of how to make the site itself more dynamic. We're looking at ways to make it more interactive, and I do hope that these interviews will just be the start of enabling us to do that. So I know that we can do great things in our groups, and it's really by sharing and contributing and participating that we can enable each other to move forward. So thank you very much, and looking forward to see you again. Until then, be well. Bye bye.